Welcome to Made for More Ministries podcast, and today we're going to talk about being a Christian in a secular world. For a lot of people, work is one of the hardest places to live out their faith, and you may be surrounded by people who don't share your beliefs or don't understand why your faith is so important to you, or maybe sometimes are even hostile towards Christianity. And how do you stand firm in your faith while still being a light to those around you? It can be really challenging. And how do you reflect Christ in an environment that may not acknowledge him? So today we're going to talk about just how to live out your faith at work and how to be a witness through your actions and how to find purpose in your workplace, no matter where you work or who you work with, because that can be a big challenge for a lot of people. So why is your workplace your mission field? Many people think that ministry only happens inside the church, but the truth is your workplace is one of the biggest mission fields you will ever step into. Matthew 5 verses 14 through 16 say, "You are a light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Your job is not just a paycheck. I know that's why you show up every day, but there's more to it. It's a platform. The way that you work, the way you treat people, and the way that you handle challenges are all opportunities to reflect Jesus to those around you. You may be the only Bible that some of your coworkers may ever read. So how do you actually live out your faith at work without being pushy or overbearing or that weird Christian? Here's some biblical principles to help guide you. Number one, work with excellence and integrity. One of the most important ways to be a witness at work is through your work ethic. In Colossians 3:23, it says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters." When you show up on time, you work hard, you give your best effort, people notice that. And, some people might just refer to it as they're just an all-around good person. A lot of those all-around good people happen to be God-believing, God-pursuing people. You don't have to preach a sermon. Your actions will speak so much louder just for themselves. So be known as someone who does quality work. Your faith should be reflected in the way that you handle your responsibilities. Another thing, treat everyone with kindness and respect. And I know it's hard with difficult people. Workplaces can be filled with gossip and competition and negativity. But as a Christian, you are called to a higher standard. Ephesians 4:29 says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen." How you speak to and about your coworkers matters. When you choose kindness over criticism and encouragement over gossip, you stand out, and that's okay. And the negative Nancy's of the world are going to want to make you feel uncomfortable because misery is company. But just refuse to participate in the workplace gossip. Instead, be a person who uplifts and speaks life into others. Also, lead with humility and servanthood. Jesus showed us that true leadership comes through serving others. In Mark 10:45, it says, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." So look for ways to serve your coworkers, whether it's by helping someone who's struggling, encouraging a teammate, or simply just being someone who's dependable and trustworthy. And maybe just ask yourself, how can I serve someone at work today? It could be a small act of kindness that makes a big difference. And sometimes those workplace conflicts are going to be inevitable, but as a Christian, how you respond to conflict can either show Christ's love or it'll just push people farther away. In Romans 12:18, it says, "If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone." And I know that's hard because we are humans and humans are imperfect. But it could just mean avoiding harsh words and emotional reactions to others, or seeking understanding instead of trying to win an argument, or instead extending grace and forgiveness, even when others don't. So before reacting to conflict, just pray first. Ask God for wisdom and patience in handling difficult situations. And in that moment, sometimes you might just be like, you know what? Let me just step to the bathroom. I'll be right back. And just give yourself that chance to just unattach yourself to that instant. Give yourself a chance to take a deep breath, say a quick prayer, and just come back to God before reacting out of your flesh. And just be open about your faith. It doesn't mean you have to force it, but sharing your faith at work doesn't mean you have to preach at people. It means living in a way that makes people curious about your peace, joy, and integrity. In 1 Peter 3:15, it says, "Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect." Isn't it cool that even he is saying, be gentle, respect people. People will notice when you handle stress differently, when you don't complain like everyone else, and when you carry peace even in chaos. And when they ask why, that's your opportunity to share your faith. So be ready to share your testimony when opportunities arise, and just keep it simple. Tell people how God has changed your life. And it's just amazing. Sometimes we think our jobs aren't spiritual enough to matter, but finding purpose in your work, God can use whatever, wherever you are. Jeremiah 29:7 says, "Seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which I have carried you into exile. Pray to the Lord for it, because if it prospers, you too will prosper." Even if your job isn't a dream job, God has placed you there for a reason. And just ask God every day, how do you want to use me here? Use me, Lord. Pray for your coworkers in your workplace. Your prayers can shift the atmosphere. I promise you, even if you don't see it, things change. And let's be honest, sometimes it's hard to be a Christian in a secular environment. You might feel alone in your faith, or pressured to compromise your values, or just mocked and misunderstood. But God sees you, and he will give you the strength to stand firm. In Isaiah 41:10 it says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." So I just encourage you, when things are challenging, remember who you're working for, really, who you're actually working for. And stay connected to God. Read the word and pray and surround yourself with godly encouragement. And know that your light is making an impact even when you don't see it. So I ask you to shine your light boldly. Your workplace is a mission field. Every interaction, every challenge, and every ordinary workday is an opportunity to reflect Jesus. So even when it feels unnoticed, God is using you. Your kindness, your integrity, and your faithfulness, they are all planting seeds. So today I just ask you to ask yourself, how can I reflect Christ at work? Am I living in a way that makes people curious about my faith? Am I honoring God in the way that I work and speak and handle challenges? Because when you work with excellence and kindness and integrity, you're not just doing your job, you're fulfilling your calling. So I hope today's episode encouraged you to live out your faith boldly in your workplace. If this message spoke to you, please share it with someone who might need the same encouragement. And until next time, just keep shining, keep standing firm, and remember that your workplace is your mission field. God bless.